Francisco, we can.
Okay. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Very welcome. Now, I would like to see in the chat, where are you coming from? Where are you seeing this? Your country, your city? All panelists and attendees. Okay, let's see. So you can unmute, guys. It's okay. We are giving the very welcome to everyone.
We're allowed to speak again?
Welcome.
Yes.
That was the most forcibly I've ever been told to keep quiet.
We got Peter from the UK, Banbury. Then we have William from Orlando. We have Matthew from Idaho. Then Maria from Miami. Then Kyle from Florida. More Eric from Idaho. Daniel from that is Sao Paulo. Then Julie from Calgary, AB. I don't know that, AB. Then
Alberta.
Alberta. Oh, Canada.
I'm in Banff now. I'm an hour away from.
Oh, okay.
Wherever
Nice.
she is from Calgary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then we have Ogie from Washington. Then Ryan Owens from Vallejo, California. Daniel from Seattle. Grant from Ireland. Then we have Jean Day from Canada. Oh, Daniel from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Yeah, cool.
Woo, Canada.
Yeah. Then Thomas from London. Thomas, I am in London too. Then we have Sherry from London as well. Eric from Sacramento. Wow, we are really excited to have everyone here. We are allowing a couple of minutes now to the list of attendees goes up. We have a lot to share with you today. And Siegfried Bermudez from Costa Rica. Bienvenido, hermano. Siegfried Bermudez. That's great. That's great. Now, the idea is today, Mike will be at the beginning taking over, then Adrian, and at the end, we are going to have the QA session. Now we got as well Konstantin from Germany. Hey, amazing. Willkommen. Matthew, definitely cool, right? That's good. Okay, so we got 84 already. I think that is a good moment to start. Okay, let's kick off. We are recording already. Everything is good. So I would like to give everyone a very, very warm welcome to our second webinar. We aim to run one of these cool webinars once per month. We are trying to get Mike every time, and then we are bringing a cool founder from a new integrator related to the Buddyboss platform. And today, I would like to introduce first Michael Eisenweiser. He is a CTO and co-founder of Buddyboss. Mike, very welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Francisco. Welcome, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm CTO, co-founder, and well, friend, you can keep going. I'll jump in after.
Okay. And also, I have the pleasure to introduce Adrian Tobey, and he's the CEO and founder of Groundhogg.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
Yes, amazing. So the plan today is understand how can we be using Zoom as a tool to generate engagement and scale the engagement in our communities using Buddyboss. And after that, we are going to go for if we can say the big dish for tonight. In my case tonight, that is 9 p.m. here. So, but the big dish is now related cool integration for the Buddyboss platform and how you can really boost the engagement of your leads and all activities with the Groundhogg integration and all that. So I would like to start with Mike, giving you the command to start exploring and showcasing how Zoom is working. Maybe you have comments related about the work involved and all that. So we are all ears for you.
Okay. Thank you, Francisco. And Adrian, I want to thank you for coming and joining us. The product that they've put together and the integration with Buddyboss is going to be really useful, I think, to most of our customers. What you'll see when it gets into the presentation, it's most of our customers are trying to communicate with their audience through WordPress, through email automations and things. So I think you guys are going to really like it. First, I'm just going to give a little intro into kind of a Buddyboss demo. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I know probably a lot of you already are our customers know. Just a quick intro into how to play with our demo if you're new. And I'm also going to give a quick demo of our Zoom integration, which we just launched just in the last couple of weeks, just to show off some cool stuff that we're up to. And then we'll pass it over to Adrian, and he'll take over with the main presentation. Sounds good?
Sounds amazing.
So let me share my screen. Chrome. You can see?
Yes, we do. We do.
Okay. So I'm going to first go do a demo for people who are Groundhog users who are new to Buddyboss. You can go to demos.buddyboss.com/online-communities, this URL, and just click Create Sandbox. And this, in the background, what it's doing is actually duplicating our sandbox and creating your own sandbox demo that you can log into and play with and mess with data. It doesn't matter, about 30 minutes later, it will reset. So if I go in here, what we're looking at right now is a demo of our product with kind of everything activated. In the product, there's really basically two parts of it. There's the Buddyboss platform, which is our open source free social networking plugin for building a community on WordPress. It's on GitHub. If I go here, this is open source on GitHub. We're very fortunate. We have a very active and engaged audience, and people are coming in here and reporting issues and commenting on things and stuff. So this is all open source and free. And that's the plugin that powers all of the functionality that you see. And then we have our Buddyboss theme, which is a premium theme that styles everything. So as you can imagine, Buddyboss platform is really a full-featured social network. So a lot of the stuff you see in Facebook or LinkedIn out of the box. So messages, profiles, groups, forums, all of that. So as we update the free plugin, when any day that we push out a plugin update, within a few minutes, we update the theme to style everything and make it look beautiful. So it's a really nice experience for the customer, for you guys. So here you can see we have a message inbox where I can talk to people, and we have an attachment system. So I can go here and do formatting. I can attach photos, attach documents. I have our newsfeed where it's basically an activity stream. You can attach documents here and see we have these nice document previews that I can comment on, edit, whatever. We have groups. The group is kind of like a Facebook page or like a fan club or like meetup.com, that kind of thing. A group is a place where people hang out together. And so you can go into a group, and each group has members in it and can have its own activity feed, its own photo attachments, etc. And plugins can interact with all of this. It's very extendable and add their own things into the group's members directory, whatever. So here's a members directory. Here's my profile. So that's just a really quick intro. There's a ton of functionality in here. I don't want to take up too much time because I think a lot of you are already using this. And if you're not, you can come in here and play. And then I just want to show off our Zoom integration, which we just launched. It's really, really cool. And it allows you guys to have to hang out with your community members on Zoom within your website. So there's really two parts to the Zoom integration right now. There's our group integration, and then there's the Gutenberg blocks. So if I go into the back end, this is just on my local host, and I go into Buddyboss settings. This is the dashboard area where you can control all the social components. And if I go into integrations and go into Zoom, here I have features that I can configure for Zoom. And keep in mind, this feature here, Zoom, is part of our Pro plugin. Basically, it's an add-on to Buddyboss platform that adds some Pro features. If you buy the theme, that comes with the theme. So you need a paid purchase to get this. So in here, I can enable Zoom and enable it in groups and recordings, and then I add my API stuff to connect it to my Zoom account. We have a tutorial on our YouTube channel explaining in detail how to set all that up. So this is an example of an upcoming meeting, and I can click the meeting details and see everything. I can view the invitation to share it. And when the meeting is starting, you'll see a button to join the meeting. Here's a previous meeting. So this is the meeting title, and again, the meeting details, etc. And then we can show recordings, and I can see all the recordings from the meeting. And this one has a password. I can copy that, and then I can click and view the recording and enter the password and watch it. So that's kind of your basic Zoom thing with Gutenberg blocks. If I go edit this, you can see that I have a Gutenberg block where I can schedule a meeting and enter all the details and stuff. But then where it gets really cool is our group integration. So this is a social group. So within these social groups, you can have, imagine a use case scenario. Let's say you guys are using Learndash as an example, and you have courses in your group, and you have teachers and students hanging out in your group, and you guys want to do periodically, you want to get all these people on a call together. So you can go, if you're the group organizer, you can go to manage the group and go into the Zoom settings. And then from here, I can say, yes, I want to connect this group to Zoom, pick who's able to organize Zoom meetings. And then I don't want to show all this, I can, my credentials, but you can add all your API credentials to connect your Zoom account. And then when I go into the Zoom tab, we have upcoming meetings with a countdown timer for when the meeting's coming, and past meetings. And so these are all the historical meetings from our group. So I can go into that meeting, and if the meeting has, none in my specific dev site here have recordings, but if they did, I could click the button and view the recordings from the old meeting. And we can go in here and click create new, and I can schedule a new meeting, which will show up in the side here. So this is really cool. You could make your group private, and then only people who are members of the group are able to join that meeting. You schedule a new meeting, they'll get a notice saying a meeting's coming up, and they can all join it together. And after the meeting's over, they can all watch the recordings, which are private to your group. And it really adds a really powerful layer of interaction into the community. In the past, if you want to talk to your members, you're sending them messages or going in the activity feed, which is cool, but now you can get on live calls, and we've made it super easy for you to do that. So we're really excited about this. This is our latest big feature that we launched. And after Adrian talks, we'll do a Q&A, and we can answer questions related to this. We have some really cool plans for Zoom coming up over the next month of things we're going to be adding to it, and a lot of other stuff we're building too that I think you guys are going to be excited about. So that's just kind of for fun. With that, we'll let Adrian take over, and he's going to talk about how Groundhogg has integrated with Buddyboss and talk about their integration.
Thanks for the intro, Michael. And so I'm just good to take over at this point?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well,
it's all yours.
Just go for it.
Up and say hello and welcome everyone for coming. I know all of us have other places we could be and important things to do. A lot of us are business owners, and we know how hard it is to take and slice out an hour of your day in order to watch a few guys on a call talk about technology. So I just want to say thank you in advance for sticking around and sticking to the end of the call, where we're going to answer any questions that you might have. During this call, my purpose here is to show you and talk about a little bit how you can scale your online community with marketing automation using both Groundhogg, which is my company, and Buddyboss. So if you have ever, and let me just get this annoying Zoom thing out of the way. If you've ever had customers log in once, never come back, needed to communicate with members of a specific group, but weren't able to, struggled to know the exact demographics of your audience, and failed to create consistent engagement within your community, you're in the right place. Because we are going to learn exactly how we can decrease member abandonment, how to maximize member engagement, easily target and segment your customers based on profile type and interest, and how you can learn more about your customers ever before using Groundhogg and Buddyboss together. But first, before we go into it, if you don't know me or my company, I'm the CEO of Groundhogg. We have been helping small businesses launch their funnel, grow their list, and scale their business for the last 2 years, since 2018. I'm also a member of other organizations, Mailhawk and Formlift, which have been around for a little bit longer than Groundhogg. And then I've taken my years of knowledge in the marketing automation industry. I used to be an ICP, an Infusionsoft Certified Partner, for anybody who's familiar with that platform. I implemented literally thousands of campaigns for hundreds of organizations, both here in Canada, where I'm based, and around the world. And eventually, I decided to take that knowledge and create a more simplified and robust WordPress-focused solution for small businesses to help them solve complex marketing automation needs. So you probably already know Buddyboss. Michael gave a great intro. But for any of my tribe that are on this call who don't know about Buddyboss, it is just a brilliant and fantastic community-based platform for WordPress. Communities are one of the biggest pillars that I think most businesses are missing out on. My own community has around 1,000 people in it at this point, and we have it on Facebook, but we're consistently trying, we should have it on Buddyboss. I digress though, but if you don't have a community, you're missing out on a huge membership base. That'll be your champion, your support team, and where you get all of your next great ideas. I can't tell you how much has come out of my community that has told me where I need to steer the business next, or has been there to help answer questions about our products and provide new members and new customers with instructions on how to get started. Having a community is just an absolute necessity, and Buddyboss is providing an excellent solution on how to do that on WordPress and not having to use Facebook or other software as a service solutions. So if you have questions during this, we will have a Q&A period following the end, as Michael said, but I do have someone on this call. Her name is Jessie. She's my support rock star. She will be in the Q&A section providing frequently asked question article links, links to downloads, links to whatever it is that you need before we get there. So you can just pop into the Q&A section at any point and get Jessie to give you a shout out, get you an answer as quickly as possible. All right, so let's just jump right into the good stuff. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about is showing how to eliminate login abandonment. This is when someone registers for an account, they log into Buddyboss, and they join a few groups, and guess what? They never come back. They abandoned. Maybe it's because they're a free member and they just dropped the ball. Life is busy, especially for consumers. We're all business owners on this call. We don't have the mind of a consumer. The consumer has a lot of things distracting them. So how do we get this person back into Buddyboss and into consuming and engaging with our content? So I have a nice Buddyboss demo here. I am going to go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to go to Groundhogg. Groundhogg is a free plugin. You can go to WordPress.org, download it for free, just in the plugins area. I'm not going to go through that process. We have lots of documentation on that Jessie will be able to share with you in chat. But I'm going to go to our main gig, which is what we call our funnel builder. Our funnel builder allows you to build automation and automated email sequences, SMS sequences, do really, really cool things on the back end whenever people interact with your site. And we have this funnel template called login abandonment that we're just going to go ahead and we're going to click install, and it's going to automatically build our funnel for us. This is our funnel builder. And essentially what happens is if someone logs in, we're going to wait a certain period of time. And then if they haven't logged in again within that period, we're going to shoot them an email. So when someone logs in, or in this case registers, you could do either or. We're going to wait 7 days. And if they haven't logged in again within that time period, we're going to send them an email that just says, hey, is everything okay? This way, if they fail to come back after that 7-day period, because we want them to consistently engaged, we can reach out and be like, what's good? What's going on? Why aren't you back? We have an email builder here. We have a couple of email builder options. For this demo, I am just going to be using our plain text email editor, although we do have a drag and drop one that's not installed on this installation. We get to define our email content. We can add any images. We can add personalization to this particular email using all manner of different replacement codes, first name, last name, mother's, father's, cousin's name, whoever it is that we need to address in this email, and any information about this contact that we need, we can just slap it in that email.
Mother-in-law included?
Mother-in-law, name of firstborn child, whatever it is that you need. You can select who this email comes from. You can add a variety of different from email aliases. All we have to do then is set this email ready to go out. We can update it and send out a test email if we want, just to make sure that everything is hunky-dory. And we're going to go ahead and click update on that email. And we're basically now ready to shoot this email out. And then we can add another delay timer. say, hey, we're going to wait another 3 days. And if they still don't log in, well, we don't want to stop there. You don't want to just try once. We want to try 3, 4, maybe even 5 times to get this person back before we're going to consider them a lost cause. So we're going to shoot them another email. We're going to tell them that we miss them. We're going to tell them, hey, come back, we miss you. So another email to go out, and you can keep on doing this for as many as you feel is necessary, and as long as you are unwilling to call this person a lost cause. At the end of this funnel, we use something called tags in order to segment members into specific groups that we can then later reference to either export them or send them broadcast emails or do all manner of other cool stuff. So we are going to add a tag to the contact record that did not show up after the last email, and we're going to call this person a lost cause. So what we can do then is, since they receive this tag, we can reference that tag later. We can export it, we can upload it as a Facebook custom audience, and then remarket to them to try and get them back and have their engagement. Remarketing via Facebook, for example, or there's other tools where you can upload email addresses as well. So that's number one. I know that's a lot of information to cover, but if you have questions about exactly all this works, we have lots of documentation that, again, Jesse will be able to provide you in the Q&A section. Also, we can cover this again in more detail if we have time at the end of the call. So moving along swiftly, because we have a lot to cover, we want to talk about how we maximize engagement in our particular Buddyboss installation. So there are a few ways that I like to maximize engagement. A lot of them have to do with the onboarding process. So the first one is we have to provide some sort of getting started funnel sequence. If you ever sign up for a new platform, maybe it's a course or maybe it's a SaaS company like Zoom, for example. When you sign up for Zoom, they send you like 3, 4, 5 emails that go through showing you where everything is, providing you with support resources, and basically just getting you acquainted with how everything works. We're going to set that up with Groundhogg. We're going to stay in constant communication for a few days until we're absolutely sure they're absolutely engaged with our content. And then we're going to provide some affirmation of progress whenever relevant. For example, if this person joins a specific group, for example, we can use that as a confirmation point of progress. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump back into Groundhogg, and we're create another funnel that's going to go through this onboarding process. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this funnel. I'm going to go ahead and add a new one. And we are going to start off with our new subscriber welcome funnel. Lots of funnel templates to just make getting started really easy. We have a couple ways to start off this funnel. I'm going to delete the form filled one because we are just concerned with the user registration benchmark, which will kick off this funnel when someone registers to become a member on Buddyboss. Then we are going to go ahead and we're going to apply our tags, any tags that we need. Again, if we're segmenting them, this is how we're going to do that. We are then going to send something called a confirmation email. So the confirmation email is relevant if you live in Europe or in Canada or in California in the United States. This is what's called double consent. It makes sure that you are allowed to send marketing information to this person. Onboarding sequences are considered marketing, so it's important to know that. We get to send out this confirmation email. You get to still decide the content. It just has to contain this little confirmation link here. They get to click that. It says their email is confirmed. They're good to go. Go ahead and close out of that. Once they've confirmed their email, we can start sending them their onboarding emails. We are going to send them the Let's Get Acquainted email. Introduce yourself. Make sure that they understand what's going on. Insert name of company, brief company description, mission, purpose, value, et cetera, et cetera. Go through that email process. Then we're going to add a couple of new steps. So let's go ahead and add another delay timer. We're going to set it to wait 1 day because we're going to send an email every day. Let's say for the next 3 days. And then we're going to add a new email step. I don't have an email here at the moment, but just pretend that I've selected one there. You can create one on the fly if you need to. Go ahead and do another delay timer. Let's set it for another 1 day. And then one more email. Beautiful. Okay, so now we have 3 emails going out. You can use these emails to specify specific areas of Buddyboss, like links to specific groups that they should join, links to specific contact profile areas that they need to update, and basically just give them the overall gist. Because I think the #1 reason that people abandon, why we need the login abandonment funnel in the first place, is because it's just all too overwhelming. They just don't know where to start. And then they just throw in the towel, especially if it's a free membership. So if they're not financially invested, if you don't have proper onboarding, you're gonna have a huge drop off of people just because it's too confusing where to go. I understand that, especially if you're using like the Buddyboss theme, it's really, really, really intuitive, but especially consumers, you're fighting Facebook for attention span. So making everything super crystal clear is extremely important, and you can do that through email automation. So this is how we set up our onboarding series. Super simple. Someone signs up, send confirmation email, send all their onboarding emails, tell them where to go, give them as many links as possible, give them all the screenshots, and you're pretty much good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of here, and I'm gonna go back to my slide deck. So that is how we get someone started, but how do we target specific demographics in our community? Take the use case. I'm going to use the same one Michael had. He had students and teachers. They're both interacting in different groups. How do we keep track of who in our members are students and who are teachers through a CRM? Well, I'm going to show you. Demo time. So for this part of the tutorial, you will need Buddyboss groups enabled, as well as Buddyboss profile types. Both of those can, or the groups is enabled in components and profile types are enabled in the settings. They have documentation on this, so if you're confused about that, I'm sure that'll be linked in the Q&A section at some point. But I'm going to skip the setup for that for now. I'm going to go to my groups area. So I want to be able to target people who join specific groups. Say I have groups, Math 101, Math 102, Math 103, if I have some sort of teaching math-focused community, and I want to target people who are in specific sections and in specific groups. So I can open any group that I have, and I'll go ahead and create a new one called Math 101 just to stay consistent with my analogy. So once your group is created, there will be a new box here on the side called Groundhogg Integration, and you'll be able to do the following things. So once someone joins this group, you'll be able to add tags. Again, remember we use tags to segment people into different buckets. You'll be able to remove those tags or remove specific tags when they join this group. So for example, moving someone from Math 101 to 102, I'll show how that works in a moment. And you can also, there's this enable reverse tag. So if someone leaves this group, you'll be able to swap the tags back and forth just to make everything a little bit more consistent.
Adrian?
Yep.
Let's clarify that this is already part of the Buddyboss integration.
Yes, so everything from this point on, good, thank you for reminding me. Everything from this point on is included in the Groundhogg integration for Buddyboss. So the integration is provided by yours truly. It is one of our premium extensions. It's included in the Pro plan and can be added to our free core, which you can download at WordPress again without needing to buy anything else. So all you need is Groundhogg at this point and the Buddyboss integration, nothing else. So for this tag, I'm going to add a Math 101 tag. There we go. So whenever someone joins this group, they get the Math 101 tag. And I'm just going to go ahead and save those changes. Boom, there we go. Math 101, brilliant. So if they join this group, they get that tag. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'll create a new group called Math 102. And I'm going to add the tag Math 102 and call this one Math 101. I'm going to select my Math 101 tag. So when they join the group 102, they've graduated from Math 101. So we're just going to remove the tag and let them know that they're no longer in Math 102 and they don't need to receive any email communication or marketing information based on this tag. And they're also excluded from any reports or exports that you do. Go ahead and save that. So this will allow us to, again, search and segment users into specific buckets. That'll make it easy for us to understand our user demographics. And I'm going to get into the reports in a bit after I cover profile types. So profile types are the second kind of segmentation that you can do based in Buddyboss with the Groundhogg integration. So let's go to profile types. I have a couple profile types here already. So I'm going to open up my teacher profile type. And we have almost an identical integration box here on the right-hand side, add and remove tags. So if someone is a teacher, I can simply apply the teacher tag, and that way I can reference all of the people who are teachers in my CRM database. And if they become a teacher, they're obviously not a student, so we can go ahead and actually just remove the tag student. Go ahead and let's update that. Bada boom, bada bing. And we can go back to profile types, and we'll do the same thing for students as well. So we'll add the tag student, and then we'll remove the tag teacher. Boom. Update. There we go. Now we can actually go ahead and we can see this in action. So let's go to our users here, and I have a couple of demo users. We got Buddyboss 1 and Buddyboss 2. Let's go ahead and make Buddyboss 1 a student. So let's go ahead and change their profile type available in the extended profile of the Buddyboss users area to student, update, boom. So now in Groundhogg, let's go out and open up this CRM. We have all of our users here as well. So users are automatically synced to your CRM. You don't have to do any special configuration there. We have our Buddyboss 1 user. Go ahead and open that up. And we see that in the segmentation where their tags are located, they now have that student tag because we just applied the profile type of student. So now whenever we want to search for specific contacts, they have that tag. We can reference them by that. And if we go back to our users area and we go change the other person to teacher, the exact same thing will happen. Extended profile, profile type teacher, update. And of course, these changes will also be reflected if this happens on the front end while they're signing up. It's not just from the user admin. It happens on the front end or whenever their profile type changes anywhere. I should mention that. Let's go back to our CRM and Buddyboss 2. And there we go. They also have the teacher tag. So there we go. Everything is working exactly as expected. And you would expect the same thing. I'm not going to go through the process of joining a group at this time, but if you went to go join a group or any of these users, the exact same thing would happen. They'd join the group, they'd get that tag. And if I go and search for specific contacts, I have my big search box where I can have all of my filters and search for specific people. I want to include contacts with the teacher tag only. Search. And there you go. I have given just that one contact or any of the contacts that have that specific teacher tag. And I can do the same thing for student as well. Go ahead and click search. And there we go. I have my student teacher, or my student contact. And I can do both. I can do student and teacher. So if I just want to get multiple profile types, I can do that as well. And now I have both of them. So you can really get really granular with the tagging, or you can have it really high level. It's kind of up to you how you want to structure it. And it just makes it super convenient for compiling lists of people. And then we can do, then what we can do is we can go schedule an email broadcast, kind of like MailChimp, how you have campaigns, they just send out a mass email to everybody. Broadcast is just our version of mass email. We can choose which email we want to send, and then we can segment based on tags which people we want to include in the send. So if we just want to send an email to everybody who's a teacher, then there we go. We can now send this email to everybody on our list who is qualified as a teacher. We can choose when to send that email, and then boom, we can send that. So that is how we can easily segment and target specific demographic information based on interests by joining groups, as well as people's specific profile types. So super cool stuff going on there. So I think that went by really quickly. So we're gonna have a lot of time for Q&A because that's basically the gist of what I wanted to cover. So to quickly recap, things to do. Well, we have to provide a designed and properly well-designed onboarding process. Super important. You can do that whenever someone registers on your Buddyboss installation when you have Groundhogg installed. There's that easy to copy funnel template to get you started. We don't want to we don't want to struggle to keep members engaged, we can use our login abandonment funnel in order to reach out whenever people abandon and they take too long to log back in after their initial visit. And we get to stay in constant communication with our customers, and we can easily target and segment specific people if we want to offer new groups or potentially promotions and offers to specific portions of your membership. And that's just really the tip of the iceberg of what you can actually start to do with Groundhogg. I know it feels probably at this point like information overload and you're thinking of all of the possibilities, but it really only gets worse because really what I've covered is the top of the iceberg. And then there's all of this underneath stuff that you'll start to understand and explore as soon as you start implementing marketing automation into your business. Not just stuff that can help you with Buddyboss, but other aspects of your onboarding processes, other products. If you've got WooCommerce, we've got Learndash. There are literally dozens of ways that you can integrate Groundhogg with Buddyboss, as well as other platforms that are currently available using WPfusion, Uncanny Automator, Learndash, Zapier, Lifter, GanyPress. It's all available. All of these plugins, we either have integrations for or offer integrations for Groundhogg. So you can really start to get Groundhogg into your stack and have it talk to everything and understand everything and have all of that data come in and provide you with a single source of truth that you can start to understand and see your demographics and how marketing automation is actually impacting and affecting your business.
Boom.
So now I guess we can do questions, but since that actually went by so fast, I think I wanna take a step back and quickly pop into my own Groundhogg installation. This is our live one that we use for ourselves. We use Groundhogg for our own business. We use Groundhogg for marketing Groundhogg. And I am going to quickly pop in there since we have time, and I'm just gonna open up our reporting dashboard. Now, once Groundhogg has been working for your business for a while, we are going to start and be able to show you incredible stats that you've never known you had access to before to give you insight into exactly what's happening in your business. So here we have our nice overview. You can see how people are interacting on your list, people who are confirmed, people who are opting out, your open rate, how many emails you sent. We have a lead scoring extension that'll tell you how people are ready to buy. We can give you all of the stats based on the emails that you send. We get super granular into the information that will tell you where you should be focusing your marketing efforts. One of my particular favorites is if we head on over to our funnels for a moment, and I can show you our own onboarding series. So this is our onboarding series, and it will tell you exactly which emails are performing well and which emails are not performing at all. So when you have your onboarding series for Buddyboss going and you're showing people how to use it, you can see which emails people are taking action on and which are not. So here on the left, we have our top performing emails. We can see that they get fairly good open rates, fairly good click-through rates for what they are. And then we can also see on the other side, these ones have good open rates, but they're absolutely failing on the engagement scale. Either they don't have the CTA or the CTA, the call to action is not clear enough. So we can go audit that email, make sure that we tweak it, and we can provide our customers with a better email experience. We can see the active status of where everybody is in our funnels. We can see how our forms are working. Groundhogg has its own form builder, so we can see how those forms are performing in terms of conversion rates. We can really just kind of get into it, and that's really nice. This is like an unprecedented level of information that you have about your business that's not going to be provided by any other software solution currently available. So that's, I think, where I'm going to end it, because now we have officially reached information overload. So let's do our Q&A.
Nice, Adrian. Really enjoyed this. Can you stop sharing? I think that
yes, I can stop sharing.
Our faces become available again. That's amazing. Adrian, I want to just clap for what you just did. It was amazing.
Oh, I need a drink of water after that.
Yeah, just breathe. Take your break. It's okay. So in the meantime, I will throw a couple of stones to Mike. Yeah, we got a lot of questions. So let's try to go through. Don't give me 1 second. I'm checking for Zoom. And
I've answered most of them. I'll talk for a moment. Most of the questions are for Adrian. Some of the questions on Zoom were that we're repeating quite a bit. Where when are we going to see webinars and what's coming in the future? And a lot of questions about paid versus free and about the recordings and how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just answer that. Yeah. So the agenda right now, currently we support single event meetings in the block and in the group, and we're working on recurring meetings. So you can have scheduled meetings that are, have 10 recurrences, whatever, like that. That's coming very soon. We have it working internally, just, finalizing things. So that will be out this month. And then immediately after that, we move to webinars, which we're actually already working on. We're working with the API and figuring out exactly how all that will work. And that will come out right after. So I can't give exact timelines, but in the coming weeks, you'll see recurring meetings and webinars come out as soon as they're ready. Some people are asking, can we use the meetings in Elementor? Can we use them in events or in Learndash courses? How does that work? So first thing, you can schedule a meeting or take a meeting ID from Zoom and paste it in to get that Gutenberg block. So anywhere that supports Gutenberg will work. And we also have a shortcode for displaying that meeting information. So that means if you create, let's say you're using an events plugin and you're creating an event there, in the WordPress editor, you could use the Gutenberg block there or use the shortcode. And if it's in Learndash, the same thing. And if you're using Elementor, we don't have an Elementor like widget for it just yet. We'll probably do that, but we do have the shortcode. So Elementor has a shortcode widget that you could paste the meeting ID in, and it will display all that stuff within your Elementor layout. So we have all that. And then some people are asking about, free versus pro and recordings and all that. So it works with any Zoom account, but it is limited by the features that, everything we display is coming from the Zoom API. So our limitations are basically exactly what, if you went to the Zoom pricing page and saw the limitations for each account, those are the same limitations you'll have on the website. So only paid accounts can have recordings. Therefore, you need a paid account for recordings. Only paid accounts can have multiple hosts. So within our integration, you need the paid account for multiple hosts. And then if you want to record it, Zoom gives you options to record to the cloud using Zoom Cloud or to record local to your computer. We can only display recordings in the website if you're paying for Zoom Cloud and you've clicked to enable cloud recordings for that meeting. We're limited by Zoom API for that. If you do a local recording, it's just going to download it to your computer. Zoom doesn't give that info to us. So that answers a lot of questions that I saw repeating over and over again.
I saw. Yes, that's perfect. I saw one question related to how long or when are we going to have video uploading in the platform?
So that's on our public roadmap. We have a buddyboss.com/roadmap. You can see all the stuff we're working on, and that is on the roadmap for this year, and it will happen this year. It's a big feature. It sounds maybe like it's not that hard, but it actually kind of is, because if I take my phone and record a video, that video might be like 4 gigabytes, and I upload that to your community. If you let all your members do that, it's not going to take, if you have an active community, you're going to have about a week and your server is going to crash and run out of storage. So we want to, anything that we do at Buddyboss, we don't want to just kind of halfway do it and have you guys all figure it out. We'd rather go through the work and make sure that we implement it in a way that we know is scalable and will work, and document all that, and just kind of hand it to you on a silver platter. Here you go. Integrate all this and it'll offload all your videos and everything. We don't want to release it premature. So we're working on it. It will happen. It will happen this year. I don't know exactly which month, but we are working on it and it'll be there.
Nice. Thank you, Mike. Then for Adrian, maybe.
I'm actually if I can just jump in, I quickly scanned through the cards and I think I can tackle most of them with the next two things. Is that okay?
Okay, go for it.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
All right.
Jump in.
So the two questions that I'm seeing is what's going on with pricing and how does that work? Okay. So we have a couple of things that you can do if you're curious about how to get started with Groundhogg. The first one is we have a $1 demo. Now what the $1 demo does is it hooks you up with our Plus plan, which is a $360 a year subscription. And what it does is it will build up kind of like how the Sandbox for Buddyboss works. It'll send you up with a Sandbox Groundhogg account with all of the Plus extensions installed. and that will give you a look into how premium Groundhogg works, and we'll set you up with that. However, if you're not interested in that and you just want to start off paying $0, you can also go to groundhogg.io/free, and this will hook you up with the free core plugin, which is also available on the WordPress repository. There is, from the free version, you can send emails, you can build funnels, this whole CRM is included, so lots of value available there. So those are your two immediate options to get started, /try and /free. So let's just get that out of the way for anyone who wants to know just how to get started. Those are the two best ways to get started. That being said, if you're interested in just thinking, or if you're saying that this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen, the best thing since sliced cheese, then you can go straight for the big stuff, straight for one of our pro plans. For the first 25 people on this call who go pick up any plan, you'll be able to get 20% off. So we put a very strict limitation on this coupon, and that is because we like to work with action takers, people who are interested in scaling their communities and making the best decision for their business. If you think that this is going to be the next CRM and marketing automation solution for you, we are going to reward you for taking action with 20% off. This is probably the biggest discount we've given away in 8 months. We don't do deals very often. Actually, we rarely do them, and that's because our product is high value and you get high value out of it. So if you think this is for you, this is how you can go ahead and claim a deal until the first 25 people from this webinar have signed up.
Yes, great.
All right, so let's tackle some other questions as well.
Okay, perfect. I can see a question related to how the lead scoring extension works.
So the lead scoring extension works based on rules that you can set up. Let me pull it up here. For anybody who's interested in all of the ways that Groundhogg Premium works and the integrations that we have and the add-ons that we have like a library of over 45 extensions and add-ons at this point. It's pretty crazy what Groundhogg can do. It can serve multiple niches. And one of the interesting ones that we have is something that we call lead scoring. And lead scoring, what that does is allow you to identify people on your list who are consistently engaging with your content. People who are consistently engaged tend to buy more stuff. So you can target those people specifically and inform them of any deals that you have, any promotions, and that way you know that the content that you can send them can be a little bit more tailored and a little bit more salesy and engaging than, for example, blasting your whole entire list. The conversations that you have with people who are more engaged can be different than the people who are less engaged. So you can set up custom rules in Groundhogg based on how you want to consider engagement. Is it clicking a specific link? Is it opening an email? Is it a form submission? Is it somewhere you can configure it on a funnel basis? Is it a certain tag that was applied, a tag that was removed? There's lots of ways that you can define these rules in your CRM, and it's up to you. We actually, when you install it, we give you a set of predefined rules that we find works pretty well just for a one size fits all. But if you want to make specific rules, you go right ahead, and we give them points based on a score, and that puts them into buckets that we call freezing, cold, warm, hot, and on fire. Your hot fire leads are the ones who are most ready to buy. The hot ones are they're ready to buy, but not as ready. Warm is they're probably just on your list and they're first engaging. Cold is they haven't engaged in a while. And freezing means they're either probably spam or they unsubscribed or they're really just not interested in your content at all anymore. So that is how the lead scoring extension works. I'll just dump this link in the chat for the person who asked that, if I can find it.
Also, we have the question, what is your stand for the GDPR? I think that is always a common one.
Yes, GDPR. We have full GDPR capabilities. People can request an automatic audit of all of their contact information. They can remove themselves from the list. We actually have extensive compliance to the point where people actually think we're too compliant in order to safeguard people's information, as well as prevent you from getting yourself into an unscrupulous situation. So yeah, we're all on top of GDPR, as well as CanSPam CASL and the new California legislation as well.
Okay, perfect. And also, if someone has more than one website, they need one paid plan per website?
So our plans offer multiple websites per license key. So if you have multiple websites, that's not necessarily an issue. I guess it depends on how many websites you have. If you have hundreds, then you're going to be paying a little bit more than if you have 3 or 4.
Cool.
So our most popular plan, which is the Pro plan, comes with 5 license activations, meaning you can install it on up to 5 sites, kind of like how you can install it on multiple sites for Buddyboss. The Plus plan, which doesn't include integrations except for the form ones, as well as the core repertoire of our add-ons, comes with 3 sites, and the basic one is just your single site installation. For those of you on this call who specialize in providing implementation services for other organizations, aka you are an agency, we have a specific plan for you as well. This comes with white labeling. So if you don't want your customer to know they're using Groundhogg, that's not a problem with us. We provide a suite to help you white label it. It comes with onboarding call, white glove installation, VIP support, and 50 sites. So you can use your license key on up to 50 of your client sites. If you need more than that, you can get in touch with sales and we'll sort something out for you.
Perfect. Just no, so you know, Matthew just got their subscription. Thanks for the discount, he's saying in the chat.
You're welcome, Matthew.
That's
welcome
great.
to the community. You are about to receive 3 to 7 onboarding emails that we talked about during this call. So keep a lookout for those. For anybody who's thinking, wow, this all seems like super great, but I really just, want some training, then what we have is we have our academy. It's academy.groundhogg.io. There's a link to it in the menu header. But we have a couple of courses here. A lot of people on this call are using either LifterLMS or Learndash or an LMS tool as well. So we have a specific course. It's all free. Here for you as well. And we have this official quick start course. So for anybody who just bought a plan, which is a few people, because I have my hooked up to Slack here and it's going off like every few minutes. Those 25 are going to be gone soon. So if you haven't gotten it and you want it, now's definitely the time. But we have this quick start course that'll help you walk through your initial funnel setup, setting up a lead magnet download funnel. By the end of this course, you are going to have a lead magnet download funnel complete with assets and emails and everything ready to go and launch to help start growing your list. And this is, of course, absolutely free because we believe in high value, low cost. So there you go for anybody who needs that.
Perfect. Then I can confirm that you have Mailgun integration. No?
So we have a few integrations. Mailgun is currently not one of them. However, there is an exception to that. So let me go ahead and pull up our email integrations.
Mm-hmm. Kevin is asking for Mailgun.
Yeah. So we have Elastic Email, SendGrid, AWS, and we also have a regular SMTP integration. So for Mailgun, the one that we would be able to provide is our typical SMTP because Mailgun provides just regular old, plain old SMTP credentials. That being said, there are several third-party developers. I've covered a couple of them in this presentation, like the GetMePress integration, WPfusion, etc. But there's another plugin shop. His name's Colin Longworth. He runs a company called WooNinja, and he provides Groundhogg integrations for other popular products like WooCommerce bookings, Shopify, Thinkific. And the one you're probably concerned about is the Mailgun integration here. So this is provided by a third party, not by us, but he's a super great guy and it's ridiculously inexpensive. It's almost criminal how cheap his stuff is. I don't know how he makes money, but he supports it and he loves it and people love Colin. So if you're looking for the Mailgun integration, you can get that from this third party. And I will drop the link in chat for you there, whoever asked about Mailgun.
Perfect. Thank you. I think that we are almost there. Give me one second. How resources it's like sort of used by Groundhogg in terms
the resource
of resources.
Question. So the resources used by Groundhogg would probably be comparable, if not less, than Buddyboss. So the resources question comes into play when you have concurrent visitors on your site. Since Groundhogg is all back-end software, then it's not really something you have to worry about because it's not creating concurrent users. Of course, if you're concerned, the best solution, in my opinion, would just be get decent hosting from a decent hosting company. WP Engine, Kinsta, Cloudways, Clost, especially scalable hosting is really nice. So if you end up getting like super huge lists, then it's not an issue. We have people using Groundhogg who have lists of 300, 400,000 people on them, and they consistently send mass broadcast emails to the whole thing, and it's a non-issue. So if you're concerned about scaling and about size, it's not something that I would put too much in. But if you're using bargain level hosting, like $3 a month, no matter what you have installed on it, it's not going to work great. So decent hosting coupled with Buddyboss, coupled with Groundhogg, you're pretty much golden.
Can we go back to your integrations, please?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, for instance, is it also possible to use Groundhogg within the Learndash quizzes on the Buddyboss website? So for instance, sorry, excuse me, let me finish the idea.
Yeah.
So if a user starts, for example, quiz 4, they will receive an email with information. Is that level of?
Yes. So we do have a quizzes integration for Learndash, meaning if someone completes the quiz, it will apply a tag, and that tag can then trigger automation in the funnel. So yes.
This can be only applied at the end of the quiz, or if they attempt to start the quiz as well?
I think at this moment, it's only if they complete the quiz. Mm-hmm. I'd have to check on that. I'm not current on our Learndash integration. However, that being said, there are other third parties that do provide Groundhogg integrations. I mentioned a few of them: WPfusion, AutomatorWP, and Uncanny Automator, which is awesome, by the way. Ryan Moore, who is in charge of Uncanny Automator, reached out to me personally, and we set up that integration together. So he's really awesome. And they might have the solution that's at the beginning of a quiz, although you'd have to check with them. I know that ours is only if they finish the quiz at this time. However, that being said, when I started this whole thing, I said communities are the way or the place that we get all of our great ideas, and we're always open to suggestions. So we have an open feature request form. If you decide to become a member of our community, you are more than welcome to really get on our backs about that and start requesting it, and we'll see what we can do.
Yes, that's beautiful. And for instance, many CRMs like SaaS platforms, they have when you are setting up conditions to send out emails, they have let's say the and or. Is Groundhogg currently working that way as well, like to set conditions?
We have a extension called Conditional Logic. So in our regular core free plugin, it's basically a drop-down linear system. We find that linear is often easier to understand, and we're actually working on a whole brand new editor, by the way. This is the one that we have now, but it probably won't be around for much longer because we're working on vastly improving it, making it mobile friendly, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the core function that it's going to work is pretty much the same. You can start a funnel off with what we call a benchmark. It's basically a trigger, a goal if you're coming from something like ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft. And then it does a series of actions, basically like your sequence of things that then happen. If you have another benchmark in the funnel at some point, they'll actually skip over any steps that they're on early in the funnel. So if they get this first email and then they click the confirmation link, they're going to be pulled down to this point in the funnel and then move on from there. And it works that way for all of the benchmarks. So there's no conditional logic except for that skipping functionality in the core version. However, you can invest in the conditional logic extension, which is included in the Pro plan, as well as the agency plan. And this allows you to set like tag conditions, custom meta conditions, contact profile conditions on a per step basis, and allows you to get super granular with which steps are completed or skipped to, and it will basically replace, for example, the Infusionsoft Decision Diamond and then some.
Perfect. Last one. I think that I have asked this before in one of our calls. There is a sort of pipeline that people can use as CRM to manage leads.
So if anyone's familiar with like Pipedrive or Keep Pro or HubSpot, you're familiar with the drag and drop pipeline that kind of looks like a Trello board in order to manage sales. We have a similar add-on called our sales pipeline integration. And let me go ahead and pull that up. It's on page 2, it looks like. Sales pipeline. And this, we have a video demo for this one actually, but this is basically your cards. You can manage deals. You can create deals automatically in funnels. You can view reports based on your pipeline. So revenue trends, expected revenue, lost deals, etc. So if you're familiar with that kind of functionality, or you want that kind of functionality, you can integrate this directly with Groundhogg as well. And this is actually made by us. This requires no other third parties. It's all inside WordPress.
Perfect. That's great. It's good to clarify because, I mean, some people, let's say ActiveCampaign, they are using the email marketing side plus the CRM. So if they know that all that can be sorted with Groundhogg, that is pretty amazing. Okay, I think that in regards to the questions, we are getting there. Many are a bit similar. So integrations, yes, I think that the rest is almost similar. Okay. Oh, also the key question, deliverability.
Deliverability. So Groundhogg has great deliverability depending on the email service that you use. So Groundhogg does not come with an email delivery component. If you do not install what we call a transactional email system in your WordPress site, it's going to send from your hosting account, and hosting accounts have terrible deliverability, or it's actually turned off altogether. So we have a set of core recommendations for choosing an email delivery or a transactional delivery system. Let me see if I can quickly pull that up. So we have a few integrations. I talked about them earlier. Mailgun is made by another provider, but these are the ones that we offer in-house. We have an Elastic email integration, SendGrid, and the most popular one would have to be AWS SES. It has fantastic deliverability and costs a fraction of what you would pay to, let's say, MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft. It costs 10 cents per 1,000 emails sent. So if you're sending to a list of 50,000, it's going to cost you a grand total of $5. And if you're sending an email to 50,000 people, I don't think you're worried about $5. This is what we actually use in-house. So it's a great solution, and it's also the most scalable. So it's probably what we would recommend to you if you are using, or if you have like a super large list and you're doing bulk email. Other than that, great options include SendGrid, and one that I'm actually personally invested in myself, which came out a while ago. It's called Mailhawk. We specialize, or it specializes in WordPress email delivery. So specifically like WooCommerce emails, password notifications, all of that good stuff. And it has a Groundhogg integration on its side as well. So it provides bounce handling as well as complaint tracking. So if someone clicks spam or they bounce, then it informs Groundhogg to stop sending emails to those people. I should mention that functionality that I just spoke about is also available in SendGrid, Elastic Email, and Amazon as well.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. I think that we are getting there with all the questions. Do you want to stop sharing a bit?
Yeah, let's do that.
Just let's remind everyone, the code Buddyboss is giving 20% off to all, up to 25%. Let's say 24 if Matthew already get it. So that's the idea. I just want to do a bit of wrap up of what we have done today. I'm really pleased to have Mike with us. Do you know how hard it is to get him to be available for a webinar? You know how many I had to fight to get him. So I'm really happy. And then Adrian, we start working together, I think almost 2 or 3 months ago. The first contact, and we brainstormed together the integration. Then your team went ahead, create this for the Buddyboss platform. We are really happy.
That's one of the things about our team is we love to move. We move fast. When we see a good idea, we jump on it, and we see people that we can help, we jump on it. And Buddyboss was a very logical step in integration for us. Since your community is becoming so vast and so large, there's a lot of opportunity for marketing automation and these CRM tools to greatly impact and help community builders succeed.
Yes, I agree. So I just want to say thank you first to everyone. Today we got people from all around the globe, so we are really excited. Just so you know, we will be preparing the recording, but it should be available a bit further, not tomorrow. So just so you know, but it will be available for all. people that has been registered for this webinar. Okay. Mike, any final comments? We are, I think, wrapping up.
Yeah, we're ready to wrap up. Adrian, thank you so much. That was an awesome presentation. And I'm sure our customers appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
The pleasure is mine. I want to thank everybody, and hopefully we can do this again in the future someday.
Yes, yes,
Awesome.
yes. I'm fully agree, and let's see what is happening in the upcoming months. Okay, thank you everyone. I just want to let's close this. Happy. It's always a pleasure have your comments, your questions, and we are always trying to do our best to reply all possible questions and then provide the best answer as possible.
Wait. Replay?
Replay? No, replay. No.
No replay.
No, they need to pay a bit, and then maybe we can send the video. No. But the replay is not coming tomorrow. That is the point. We want now to tidy up everything and then share it with everyone. Or anyone will be getting the email anyway, so no worries. Okay.
Perfect.
But everything is recorded right now, and also they can go straight to the Facebook page and check the live. Everything is happening there. No? Okay, that's all from my side. I think that we are good. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Very soon. Next month with the next webinar. Bye-bye.